Alright, well here it is. The one you've all been asking for. Ghost vs Ghost, aka vs Ultra. Which one's better? Which one's harder? Which one's heavier? Which one's, I don't know, the one you should use? Are they the same? Are they different? Do they chooch? Let's find out here on Le Guido's Chop Shop, the second best Gel Blaster channel on the tubes. Alright, well let's look at what we got here. We've got hard, weight, tenacity, according to Alpha King. Tenacity, that's what I like in my gel balls, because there's no one more tenacious than me. So I like tenacious gel balls. What that actually means in terms of gel ball, I have no idea. But this here is an Osgel Ultra. There it is, all the way over there on the right. And then on the far left here, what do you think this is? This is actually an Osgel Armatech. And in the middle here we have the AKA, the Alpha King AKA. Now the first thing I can tell you is that the AKA is definitely not the same as the Ultra. That's obvious to the eye. You don't have to be a genius to see that. In fact, in its dehydrated form, it looks closer to what an Alphatech would actually look like, which is weird. For what it's worth, I'm just going to grab one of the red packet LTD heavy milkies, and we'll whack that side by side as well, just so that you've got a bit of comparison there. Alright, get this bad boy in there. There he is. Now he's significantly smaller in dehydrated form. I don't know if that shows up in the camera much, but trust me, it is smaller. Again, not really sure what that means in terms of when it is hydrated, but it just shows that there is definitely different formulas of gel being created here. Alright, so I'm going to grow some of these AKAs. I'll do a nice little time lapse for you here. And that's going to be all cool. And then we'll start doing some testing. Okay, hydrated comparison. We have, from left to right, a LDT Heavy Milky. Then there is a Armatech Osgel Milky Armatech. There, so that's the LDT Heavy Milky in the red packet. The Armatech, this one here is the AKA Tenacious Gel. And then the Osgel Ultra Ghost there. There it is. So you can see pretty clearly that there is a difference between all of them. So whilst I probably would say that there's not too many factories out there that are producing these, and they probably all come from the same factory, they are most certainly different batches or different compounds. So yeah, they're not the same thing with a different bag or a different tag on it. I know there was a lot of that going on in the early days, but these are definitely noticeably different, even just to the eye, when they're hydrated and when they're dehydrated. Interestingly enough, the AT and the AKA, when dehydrated, they looked almost identical, but now you can see when they're hydrated, the The AKA has a more translucent colour, more ghost-like colour. Yeah. You probably would have already seen in my last video that the Ultras had a majority of 7.0 to 7.3 millimeter diameter. So now I'm going to run the AKAs through the Seismotron 4000 and see what sort of size they come up as. So in the size sorter, we run through the AKAs, 7.0 to 7.3, again overwhelming majority. Next to no undersized ones. Can you see? There's like maybe maybe 10 in that bottle, if that. Like very few in there. And then there was a small amount of oversize. That's 7.3 to 7.5. So again, like overwhelming majority in the middle there, 7.0 to 7.3 millimeters. So I got the old patented Low Guido's Chop Shop Hardness testing scale, or the Crushmatron 4000 as I like to call it. And I'm going to get some of the Ultras, and we'll get the scale on, and we'll crush one or two of them. Now, if you watched my last video, you would have seen they crushed at about 7 kilos, some of them. So let's see what we got here. 7.2 kilos, that one. Let's grab another one. I'll just dust this off. Pop it down in there. Whoa, that one went up to about 8 kilos I saw there before it crushed. Alright, so we know from the last video that the Ultras are definitely hard. They take a fair bit of force to crush. What we don't know is how do the AKAs compare. So, using my same test rig, I will chuck an AKA in and see how we go. Looks like 4.7 there. .9 there. Grab another one. .6. Ooh, 6.3. 6.3, that one. Reset my scale again because got excited about the 6.3. And one more here. 5 point something that was. Alright, let's just shove another one in there. Actually, I'll just clean off the shards of the last one first so that we don't get any spurious results. Heaven forbid that might happen on my super scientific rig. Oh, hang on. That I lost my grip on the drill there, so that I'll cancel that test. That one, it got to 6, but then I lost my grip, so alright, here we go. 5.7. Whee. 6.0. Alright, let's try an ultra again, just before we get to, just make sure everything's real here. I'm not playing silly buggers. For what it's worth, there's like nothing in it for me. Oh man, it went it went over 6.3 and then the scale timed out. There's no benefit to me as a person to try and throw results. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I'm not affiliated with Alpha King or Osgel or any of those dudes. I am just me. So here we go. Think I saw that hit 7. I might have to check the replay on that one. Let's try another one. These are the Osgels again. Oh, that one definitely hit 7 before my scale timed out. So, I mean, the ultras definitely on average are hitting around 7 kilos before they crush. Let's just grab another AKA, chuck it on there, see how we go again. I mean, from where I'm standing, it looks like the AKAs aren't as hard, but I'm just gonna 6.7 that looked like. Yeah, so the AKAs definitely look like they're hard, but maybe not as hard. I'll make sure the scale doesn't time out on me. Alright, grab another AKA, give it the beans, 5.1. Yeah, see, judging by the averages that I'm getting from the AKAs, I think the AKAs are probably more similar to the Milky White Armatex, which, funnily enough, when they were dehydrated, when we had a look at them, they looked almost timed out. They looked almost identical when they were dehydrated, but when they are hydrated, they definitely don't look the same. So interesting. Yeah, 4.5. Alright, so in terms of crush strength, I think that the AKAs are sort of more similar to the Armatech in terms of crush strength. The Ultras, definitely the stronger of the ghosts. Definitely, without a doubt there, no doubt in my mind. Testing is pretty conclusive on that. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is the weight. So I'm going to get 10 of the AKAs. Let's see if I can get them to stay on the scale. This will be a mission. Alright, 2.1. Next I'm going to get 10 of the Osgel Ultras. Oh, one got away. Come back. .15. Alright, so that puts them pretty much at the same mass as just about every single other gel ball on the market just for argument's sake. I will grab just a generic gel ball, 10 generic gel balls, and weigh them. I just got 10 milkies here. Interesting, 2.55. So the the regular milkies that I just pulled out of my bottle seem to be a tiny bit heavier than the AKAs and the Ultras. And just for the sake of I don't know, anyone who might have missed previous videos, these are Armatech Greens 2.35. Well, isn't that all very interesting? Yeah, basically, for what it's worth, every single gel that I've ever come across, regardless of what it's advertised as, is about 0.2 of a gram in mass. So some of them are, I don't know, 0.1 or 2, 0.01 or 0.2 different, but they're all about 0.2 of a gram, roughly. So I don't know if that has any meaning to anyone, but yeah. So basically, all gels are about the same mass, give or take. I've never seen one that's overly heavier or overly lighter than any other gel. Okay, so we're going to do some of the all-important Chrono tests now. First up, we've just got a couple of LDT Milkies, 211, 193. Now we've got the AKAs, 217, 199, 221, and these are the Ultras, 213, 193, and 216. Alright, well, that was it, the all-important Chrono test. Bear in mind, everything's relative. Different blasters have different size barrels and different FPS, different springs, different seals. So each blaster is going to be subtly different. So will any of these results be different on your blaster? Absolutely they will. They'll be different on every different type of blaster. So, I mean, are these the ones for you, or are the other ones the ones for you? It's a question I can't answer because everyone's blaster is different and you just have to try them for yourself. What I can say is the Ultras are hard, the AKAs are almost as hard, and the ATs are also hard. They're all very hard, much harder than the original gels that come packaged with the blaster, even harder than the Milkies that are now pretty much the standard go-to. I think the Ultras are the hardest of all of them from the testing that I've done, and it could be a good thing. It also has its cons. I have had a couple of feeding jams with the Ultras due to how hard they actually are, in circumstances where regular gels would just sort of crush. The Ultras don't, and they have like jammed my nozzle and my tapper plate and that sort of thing. So that has happened. That's something to keep an eye on. Enjoy it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to shout me a coffee, buy me a coffee. There'll be a link down below. And subscribe, please. Peace.